What y'all know about this right here? I let the Alpine play. Bumping new shit from NWA. It was gangster at the top of the list. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". Went to the park to get the scoop. Uncle Head's out there cold shooting some hoops. A fresh Alchemina Road King OG. It's all about making that GTA. Cause the boys in the hood are always hard. You come talking that trash, we'll pull your car. No, nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy, cause I ain't said shit. What y'all know about this right here? Y'all don't know. This is for y'all time.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries? Like,
stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner, she's confident.
So we're about 2 weeks out from the NFL draft, and the Washington Commanders have yet another 30-visit trip lined up. Remember last year they had a 30-visit trip where they took the players to Topgolf, and it was a very fun experience. All the players that got drafted by the Washington Commanders, they spoke on how fun and entertaining it really was. Well, the Washington Commanders don't do this for just anybody. They do this specifically for the players they think are going to be there when they're drafted and players that they are extremely interested in drafting. So a couple of players that are going to be in attendance is Ollie Gordon, running back out of Oklahoma State, Bashawn Tutton, running back out of Virginia Tech, and also cornerback Maxwell Hurston from Kentucky. Let's talk about those players and a couple of other guys that the Washington Commanders are interested in drafting and how they could best fit here in the burgundy and gold. Let's talk about it. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, coming on here with the video, we're going to be going over the 30 visit that's coming up today for the Washington Commanders and how a couple of those players are very interesting and I think would make an absolute banger of a pick if they're there. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight to it. So today, the Washington Commanders are hosting yet another 30 visit. And again, the location isn't out about where it's going to be, but considering the fact that we did the same thing last year with Topgolf, it probably would be that again. Adam Peters came out and said that's their thing, you know what I'm saying? That's something that they love to do, so it wouldn't be no surprise to run it back again. But unlike last year, we had the number 2 overall pick, so it was pretty clear who we were drafting at the number 2 overall pick. So it was more so about the rest of the draft, you know. And in this year's draft, it's different because now from pick 1, first round, pick 29, all the way into our last pick, at least as it stands right now, we have to interview and, you know, get to interact with all these guys because you don't know who is actually going to be the pick at 29, who's going to be the pick in the second round, and etc. Like I said, Jaden Daniels was the clear, obvious choice at number 2. Even though they brought the other quarterbacks as well, they knew who they wanted from the beginning. This time, it is a little bit different. So we got a couple of players the Washington Commanders are set out to bring on the 30 visit. But for me personally, I don't know how you guys feel about it, right? The position is what's more important for me than the more so the name, because again, we're picking so late in the draft that I'm not saying you can't find gems, because you can find gems in the later rounds, and that's what this draft is valued at, is that it's more valued in the middle to later rounds anyway. But for me, I like the positions that we're addressing more so than this specific name when it comes to other positions such as tackle and edge. Now, running back, I'm familiar with Ollie Gordon, Bashawn Tutton. You know, they got Ja'Cory Krosky-Mert on this list too as well. So for me, again, a guy like Ollie Gordon kinda is that Brian Robinson replacement if a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, want to be on that train of getting Brian Robinson out of here. Well, you got to think about it. Either way it goes, they're going to have to address the running back position for the future, because there's no Brian Robinson, there's no Austin Eckler, there's no Jeremy McNichols or Chris Rodriguez after this season. So, I mean, whoever we draft at the running back position, it is clear as day that we're drafting a running back. But wherever we go, I think you still may have to double down on it, or you still have to consider adding more, because typically that's going to be your only back for the season, for the future, I have to say, unless Brian Robinson just go off this year and he works his way back to like a contract extension of a 1 year, 2 year deal. But I'm not gonna hold you, and I know this is two different positions, but considering the fact that like Dante Fowler had a hell of a season, De'Ami Brown had a nice postseason, and some other guys as well, and they're not back, that kind of shows you like they ain't geeking for nobody. You're easily replaceable, right? So I think Brian Robinson is done here. So a guy like Ollie Gordon would be really good. You guys know how I feel about Marion Hampton. I think personally, if it was me, if Marion Hampton is there at 29, I'm taking him. I think he is the only other guy outside of Ashton Genty that is a day one 2025 career game guy. I know a lot of you guys probably think Cam Scatterbo is that guy or somebody else, DJ Giddens, but those are the two top dogs for me. And if he's there at 29 somehow, I would love to get him. I'm that high on him. I'm that high on the running back position as a whole. I think we need to address it. And then after that, it's edge rusher for me. And again, the Washington Commanders hit it right on the head, because that is another group in which they brought out to the 30 visits, as they had edge Donovan they had edge Ashton Gelati, and also A.N. Huntington and edge David Walker. As we know, the edge rusher position right now is really up in the air. There's nobody outside of hopefully Javon Kinlaw, and he's really more so of a mixture. He's not a legit edge rusher. So hopefully they address this, because we need some type of pass rush, because as it stands right now, it's Jacob Martin, Dorrance Armstrong, Javonte Jean-Baptiste, who a lot of you all and a lot of people around the building is high on. I like what I got out of Javonte Jean-Baptiste, but are we willing to go into year two with him being, in a significant role? That's why you have to go out and address the edge rusher position. A guy like Olu Femi, he's a guy that they were very high on and interested in early on in the process. They already got his little visit out the way. So some of the names that you may not see on this list today, it's because they already probably had interactions with them prior to the draft, early on in the draft process, whether it was, calls, interviews, some other kind of visit as well. Those guys are there. But what I will say about the cornerback position, this is interesting. Maxwell Hairston. Okay, remember I made the video on him. 4'3" cornerback, very physical, not afraid to get up in your chest, not afraid to come down and tackle, and he's a turnover machine. He's everything we wanted Emmanuel Forbes to be and more. But the only thing that's different about Emmanuel Forbes and him is we're not solely drafting him off of his turnover ability. Like I said, this guy is physical. This guy can tackle. This guy can make play on the ball. And he has years of playing SEC top level football. So the fact that he's still here after we already heard his name early on in the process is interesting, okay? Because that goes to show you that they're truly interested in not only him, but upgrading this cornerback room. And for me, you guys know how I feel about it. I'm fine with rocking with Marshawn Lattimore, Mikey on the outside, Noah Igbenogany in the slot again. Jonathan Jones also as well. Get a mixture in there, So that's me though. But they seem to be wanting to upgrade the cornerback position, and he's a guy that you need to have on your radar for a potential early round selection. Now, going down the list, continuing, they only brought in one safety and one linebacker, which again it happened to be Olu Efemi from UCLA, the guy that we just talked about. Meaning that we're most likely, I wouldn't say not to draft a safety, but they may be comfortable with the safety position. Obviously, Will Hurst, you just brought in. You got Quan Martin, who's taking another leap this year. And you got a couple other depth pieces. Jeremy Reeves still around, stuff like that. And you drafted Percy Butler still here. So, I don't know. Maybe the safety class isn't that high on their list this year. But the biggest takeaway from this 30 visits for me is Ollie Gordon, who was a 4'6", brute. Bashawn Tutton, 4'3", kind of guy who they're very interested in, is very fast. I like the crop of edge rushers and cornerbacks. The cornerbacks in the edge rusher position and also tackle is the biggest groups that they're bringing in for this 30 business. I think this year's is going to be more interesting because it's so open, and who are we going to bring in and draft? It's not number 2 pick in the whole entire draft, so it's but so much you can narrow it down to, right? It's so open, and it's gonna be very interesting what we do come night 1 or come this whole entire draft, whether we trade back, stay at 29, select a guy, whatever we may do. It's gonna be very interesting, and I got full faith in Adam Peters and Dan Quinn and this whole front office to get this draft right. Last thing I will say, and it's continuing to make me happy, is they also are very interested in a kicker. Fitzgerald from Florida State, the guy from Miami as well, forget his name, don't know how to pronounce it, but he was really good. So that's what I love. I understand that we still have, obviously, Zane Gonzalez, who we brought back, but we know he gave us a panic attack. So the worst thing for him is he just has to beat him out in camp, if that's the case. Right? That's all I asked year in and year out, is just bring in competition for camp. I'm not telling you you got to cut Kai Fullback. I'm not telling you got to cut Dustin Hopkins. I'm not telling you to cut Joey Slough or all these other kickers that we've had over the time. Just bring in competition and make them earn it during training camp, because kicker is too relaxed of a position, so they may get comfortable. Nah, make them earn it every single year. You feel me? So that's what we're doing, and it seems like we're hitting all the right necessary positions on the team to make them better. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. I'll give you one last read of the names. Tackle is Josh Connolly Jr., Anthony Belton, Gerald Christian Langston, Wyatt Mullen, wide receiver Trey Hurst, who we talked about as well, from Ole Miss, who is that AJ Brown, DK Metcalf kind of build. Trey Hurst has it all, man. He's physical, high points the ball at the point of attack, can block down the field, has speed to get away from the defenders. If there is a guy that plays the wide receiver position in this year's draft that I'm interested, it would be Trey Hurst, honestly. And you can add him to the rest of this room, who I already think is a significant upgrade over what we had last year. But it's Trey Hurst, it's Urian Smith, running back is Ja'Cory Croskett-Mert, running back Ollie Gordon, the second edge Donovan E. Ashton Gelati, A.N. Huntington, David Walker, Maxwell Hurnston for cornerback, Quincy Riley, Jalen Smith, Carlin Vigas, safety Jonas Sanka, and linebacker Olufemi Oladejo. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What do all those names say to you? A lot of y'all are more deep into college football than me, so enlighten me down below in the comment section. Who you like? Watch out for him, and he on that 30 visit. That means we very interested. Y'all can enlighten me just as I enlighten you in this video. So like, comment, subscribe to the channel. On the road to 10,000 subscribers. It's always me, boy Juan Gotti. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.
Ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a laundry.